Giving the ponies a break today, so I thought I'd just hop on here. I'm still out in the barn. I just worked one of the babies real quick. I guess it didn't get a day off. I'm giving my riding string some time off, but thought I would talk tonight a little bit about tips and tools. And what happened today um, was out on the ranch, and we got this project going, and I wanted to cut a road in the side of the hill with my skid steer. We have a road coming in to one side of the project. I wanted a road to come into the other side of the project. And the only way I've been working on it a little bit, but I kind of chickened out because it's literally like a drop off like this. Like it's man from Snowy River, probably a little more steep. Um, we were looking at it today, debating if we should shoot a video of something going off it someday. But so getting this, the skid probably shouldn't be on the ground more like that. And then, so long story short, what happened was this. It's like, this is my last chance to get this road in because we're going to be doing the rest of the project and that area is going to be closed off. So a couple years ago, I had one of my buddies, Wayne Wallace. He come out to the ranch, and one of the first things he did was get in a tractor, and he noticed I'd kind of cut this path, but not very well. And he's like, "Dude, I'm going to go down and fix that for you." And he showed me how to level a road out with a piece of machinery that doesn't have a six-way bucket, meaning like as soon as you drive up at an angle, the whole rig tips like this, right? But the road needs to be like this. So what do? Is you come into the side of the hill, grab some dirt, bring it over, drop it off. Side hill, bring it over, drop it off. Then when you start to get up there, now the whole machine is level. So when you start pushing in, it gets a better shot at the road. So I was like, okay, I got that. But then the other thing was happening was we're so high up there and there's rocks in there and there's clay ground. It's just real sticky. So when the machine will go, but as you start pushing it, the machine skips out from behind, which then pushes you. It wants to push the machine off the edge of that cliff a little bit, like it threatens to. So the other thing I did is I borrowed a tool. So I've never used one before. I have a whole bunch of different implements from my skid steer, but I don't have a rock bucket. And a rock bucket is essentially a bucket, and a normal bucket has a blade like it's just flat. Okay, but a rock bucket has teeth just like this. So when it goes in, it cuts through the ground a little bit like that. So when you go in and there's rocks and clay and stuff, you can kind of chip away at it a little bit and then get a bigger scoop and then bring it. It's not very good for moving dirt, small dirt, because it'll just fall right through. But for chunking stuff out, it was great. So I got up there, kind of got fudged around, had a few sketchy moments, but I conquered it. And the reason I was able to was because of one tip and one new tool. And I've been down on that road. I've worked on it. I worked on it the other night with a different bucket. I worked on it last year a little bit, and I always chickened out at this one spot. And I was like, I'm not going any further. This just doesn't feel right. I don't want to end up. And it's like I don't know, it's a 100, 200 foot, like it's legit all the way down there. So we went ahead and followed through with this stuff today. And man, it worked really, really good. And now the road's in. So my point is this, is we all go through struggles with our horses and horsemanship. We've had, on Equine Masterclass, people share freely their successes and their failures and their in-betweens and all the things. And we had, I think Chelsea got on there today. We've had other people get on at other times where they're like, I'm having a tough day. But then they work through, and then like a couple days later, like things are better. And that's such an important part about this horsemanship journey is there's going to be ups and downs. It doesn't matter what you do. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Even you could have a horse prep for a horse show that you're going to do great on, and you go in and one thing's off, like the light catches his eye weird out of a spotlight, or a banner flips, or just something little. He trips, grabs a horseshoe, overreaches, like who knows, any small thing, and then all of a sudden it's like devastating and things change, right? So my point is, don't be afraid of the struggle. Don't be afraid of the struggle. Another one we had today, and I know this isn't like, this is what's kind of tough for some people, especially the folks that I help, like more regular, is to me horsemanship's a little bit invisible. Like there's no gauge on the horse. There's no meter. There's no pedal. There's nothing you can adjust and tighten and things like that. So it's essentially you're working an invisible situation that you have to try to figure out. Obviously, yes, the horse is out there in front of you and that sort of thing, but it is more or less an invisible situation. It works off of feel, timing, and balance. Those are invisible things. So, um, what can happen here is if you're not handy ahead of time, like you don't know how to fix anything. You couldn't change a tire, you don't know how to back a trailer, you don't know how to put a fence post in, you don't know how to run like draw art, like just any skills. Like it doesn't have to be manual labor, but if you just don't have any skills and you think you're going to train a horse, I mean, you might be able to ride a horse, but you're not going to be able to train a horse because you don't understand things start to finish, right? Like, okay, here's start of project, here's finished project. So it's very important that a person has some sort of skill set. Anything. You could be a biologist. There's just something that you understand processes. But some people, they obviously they don't. They just don't understand start to finish stuff. So another thing that happened tonight was one of the tracks on the skid jumped off. It was getting a little loose, and we didn't get it tightened up, and then it jumped. And then we thought we had it fixed. We thought we tightened it up. We thought we were good, and it went down there again, and it jumped all the. It was jumped, and I was like, oh yeah. So I thought, man, we'll just get the other rig out, and then the other rig was like saying, you know what, we don't want to work today. So I was just like, oh, all of a sudden we're just dead in the water. We'd been flying on this thing for a few days, and then two machines out in one day, and we've never had two machines here, but now all of a sudden two are down. Um, so we went out. We're like, okay, we can't get that one going. I'll take that one to the shop. It's like an electronic thing. We can't figure it out. The other one with the track. So it's like, okay. So we worked and worked and worked, and we something would work and something would not work. Something would work, something would not work. But we did it. At the end of the thing, we did it. I even called the shop and was like, I'm bringing it in tonight. It'll be there in the morning. So when you guys start, if you could fix it. And then I was like, we're kind of got halfway into it to where it probably couldn't be moved. And then we busted. There was pry bars, there was grease guns, there was wrenches, there was torque thing. I mean, it got crazy there in a hurry. I ruined some clothes with the grease. Like it was a big old project. But what happened though, which was cool, is we, the team, we accomplished it. And yeah, it was kind of a tough deal, but you know, we're looking back, we're like, we did that. We did this, we did this, we did this. And when I say to people, it's like you have to be handy at other things. It's important. Like, did we have to? That we didn't have to. That I could send to the shop, whatever. We could wait, but like now tomorrow we can just go to work. I don't have to wait on the mechanic, whatever. We can get back to it. But I feel like it's very important for a person to understand how to physically do things start to finish, because when you're working with a horse, it's actually kind of invisible, right? The process, obviously, he's in front of you, but the things that you're trying to do are invisible. A lot of them. Um, the more things that you can do outside of it to better your skills, your feel, your timing, your patience, you know, when things aren't working out and you're like, damn it, this is stupid. Like, how's your like patience and your cool and all that? Or like, we'll just try something again. Or do you just drop the tools and walk away and like, this is stupid, I'm out, you know, things like that. And let me tell you, it's not that I don't feel that. I was ready to quit on that thing several times, but I was like, I'm committed to this project. I got a timeline. I got things to do. So we got to move forward. And it was pretty cool. And the team was cool headed the whole time, all the way through. It was great. So Mike would let, yeah, I bet Mike's really good at that stuff. We managed it, but it was not that fun. Um, Stephanie's ready to get back on. Oh, good. Timmy was better. That's good to hear, Lindsay. Yeah, she was one of the ones too. She's like, I have a good day, I have a bad day, I have a good day, I have a bad day. Just not day to day, but like she's going through this process building old Timmy up and her other horse too. That's good. I'm glad he was better. So something sunk in. You probably like he didn't feel it. Like he might not have acknowledged it, but he probably did feel it. I've been around some horses like that. That you're like, man, I don't know if that registered, but you know he felt it. He just didn't register it, and a lot of times they'll be better the next day. So that's good to hear. Uh, oh, good. Karen got a notification on her watch, so the notifications are working. Good. Very good. Let's put in here. Uh, somebody type in here. What's the last thing that you did with a horse or a project that you thought to yourself, this ain't happening? This ain't like that you had a moment of doubt. Put something here in the chat like maybe it was a trail ride, or maybe it was fixing your car, or maybe it was, something like what was the thing that you don't have to go into full description, but just like a shorthand version. Changing the tire, or whatever. Who's been there? I've been there changing tires. Let's say it's an 8 lug deal. Pull off 7 of them. And then the last one ain't happening. It's like, nope, not happening. I'm just like, are you kidding, man? You're stuck out in the middle of nowhere and you're just like, oh, cannot get enough leverage or whatever going on these things. Or maybe it's stripped, the lug nut stripped, different thing. Like it can happen. Sometimes it's not just a matter of like knowing how, it's a matter of everything just working out. Lori says, sacking out my filly for the first time was tough. There you go. If it's a young horse, that can happen, but you have more days. And anymore, honestly, I'd try not to get him too gentle. I had a young horse out tonight, and I didn't do any gentling with her. If anything, I jazzed her up a bit. We're getting ready to start her under saddle, and I was like, I want this thing moving. I'm not too worried about her being gentle so much as moving out. And she's gentle enough. I try not to get him too gentle myself. I like him to move out, and then I gentle him under saddle a little bit more. It's not like they're bucking or whatever weird. I don't want them dull, I guess. So hopefully she's better the next time. If Lindsay's horse is better, we know it's going to get better. Hello, Tina from YouTube is on here. Tina. Oh, Tenacious. Sorry. Tenacious Cowgirl Shar. Actually, so this is her name is probably Shar. Hello, Tenacious Cowgirl. Gary getting the right lead, 9 years, but that's a good one. Melissa riding Caliburn, asking him for a trot, and he took off on me. Scared the crap out of me. Shook for an hour after. Made me nervous to want to get back on him. Cool. So you made it through. Rip coming out of the stall at Elma. Oh shit, that's right. That was so good. Jamie saddled her horse in a stall, and then he panicked after a while. Like, he's been saddled a whole bunch, but something didn't set right with him. He come out of the stall, and what was weird at that place, there was moguls. So they were going to be putting they dropped mounds of dirt in the barn aisle. So it's like moguls, like a mound, and then a mound here, and then a mound here, and a mound here, like huge piles of dirt. And this horse goes bucking down there like a slalom course. I didn't see it. I missed the whole thing, but that'd have been hilarious to see. Mariah getting correct lead. Do you have any horses for sale? I do. I've got a Lusitano, 7-year-old gelding, buckskin. And then I've got I think he's probably 7 or 8-year-old warm blood, Dutch warm blood, for sale. And then maybe one quarter horse. So yeah, we got some horses. They're performance horses, though. They're definitely not. I don't know what you're looking for, but they're go-getter type horses. They're not pony ride horses. We do have one pony ride horse for sale. A friend of mine's got, but yeah, when I say pony ride, like weekend warrior trail horse type thing. That's just going to kind of take care of you. Wendy, I managed to remove a car headlight without removing the trim ring first. Ooh. My ex scratched his head over how I did it. I'm no quitter. Atta girl. Sketchy's here. If we can start the live. So, Donita, we're curious, like, what's the last thing that you had a challenge on that you almost quit? Whether it's a horse or like mechanically or just in life. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go to work and I'm stuck in traffic. Screw it. I'm not going. Like anything, just like there was a challenge heavy enough that your mind almost was like, this ain't happening. And I was telling stories today about how my day was just riddled with that nonsense. So anyway, Sketch, you got a comment. That's Donita. We call her Sketch because I always tease her at clinics a little bit. She always, I want to collect my horse. I want to collect my horse. And I'm like, well, your horse is pretty flat and low, and she needs a little bit of drive and lift and that sort of thing. And says it'd be helpful if you had a little bit of spurs there to help her. And she rides in Skechers tennis shoes. And I'm always teased her. I'm like, if you had just a little bit more than a tennis shoe on, you might be able to help her. It's not to force her or anything. It's just like she's, a middle-aged horse and been traveling a certain way, and she's not like she doesn't naturally round herself up. So I just like if you had a little bit of boot, maybe a spur, you could just squeeze her underneath just to help her a little, like give her an inclination. So I'm always teasing her. It's like, don't need a. She's like, I like my Skechers. I'm riding. I was like, well, we can get them in Skechers. We're just gonna have to work. It would be like me putting that road in today instead of the skid steer and a rock bucket, using like a shovel. You put it in a road for sure. You might be out there for 6 months. You might not have any arms left, but you could damn sure do it. There's, there's nothing against it, but for me anymore, I'm just like, well, how could I get it in a little bit easier? It's not about being faster or anything necessarily, just maybe more efficient. So we're always rattling her about it. Okay, who else? Anybody else? Here, let's see. Mom says I'm a bulldogger. I never quit. I never gonna give up on my Skechers. Ooh, Charity learned to ski at 45. I'm still very beginner and took a year off, but hoping to get back into it. That's awesome, Charity. Yeah, I really like snowboarding, but I tell you, the last 2, 3, 4 winters have kind of been stupid. Like I don't even think there's snow on our local mountain. And if there is, like they canceled the ski joring, and I feel like the ski joring would like be in the parking lot kind of. So if the parking lot's not even doesn't even have snow, I mean, shit, there ain't no snow up there. Like if you can't ski jor, I mean, you don't hardly need any snow to go ski joring. So yeah, there's not much going on. Okay. Good evening, Tracy Storms. You guys are chatting back and forth. And I tend to stay with something beyond what I should sometimes. Yeah, it happens. All right. Well, I'm gonna get going. It's been a long ass day here. Uh, I gave a day off to my saddle horse I'm riding and work the baby, and then one of the crew was like, "You're gonna break your live streak," and I was like, "Oh no, I'm not breaking my live streak. I'm just giving my horse a day off. He's been working hard too." So I'm gonna go rack on that office for a little bit and work on a few projects. So I think we're about out of here if everybody's done chit chatting here. Let's see. Oh, snow is terrible this year. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't even know. This did happen few years ago, nothing all winter, and then February got crazy. I'm kind of almost hoping it does because like we need some stuff around here. Like I'm enjoying getting out. We've done so many like springtime projects that I wouldn't have even looked at until March. Like we've been hammering a bunch of stuff, which I'm sure you are too, Charity. I hear you're like putting in some new digs there at your place, like a new place. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure you guys have been hustling out there working on that. Um, oh wow, most snow in 60 years, Amy says. Come to Alberta. The most snow they've had. Really? What town is that, I wonder? Is that way north? Because it must be at least Calgary, because I mean there's not even a flake of snow out here. And I'm only an hour from the border. So hour and a half, whatever. Don't say that. We need the snow, Kathy. We gotta have it. We gotta have it. And I gotta go up to the mountain at least once. I mean, come on. I'm gonna be getting where if I fall down on my snowboard, I might not get up. That's the issue that I'm kind of worried about. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm just posted up in the corner of the barn here. So, appreciate you guys being on here, and I'm gonna skedaddle. Oh, Edmonton. So yeah, that's up there a little bit. Cool. All right. Well, you guys have a good evening, and we will see you another